Hello, 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 divine ones. Welcome. Today, the guides are going to be bringing through a really important message, and it actually ties into a question that was left in the comments box. So, Heather, thank you so much for your question. And Heather asked me how I deal with fear. And usually that would be by running in the other direction. I'm just kidding. Or maybe I'm not sometimes. So actually, no, that's not how I deal with fear. But in the past, it sure was. It sure was. And so I'm going to talk about how I deal with fear today. And the guides have their own message about this as well. In addition, they say that they are also going to bring through a clearing, and they're also going to bring through an activation as well. And if you're new to this channel, I'll be speaking in English and light language both. So that will be happening today, and the guides will be bringing through their own message. And then if you've been here before, you also know I never know what they're bringing through today. So there's probably going to be much more than that. So if you're open to this journey with me, please find a comfortable position and we'll begin. And so the guides like to meet you and greet you. Dear ones, they're showing me hearts like a wave of hearts out from my heart to yours. We are so grateful, deeply grateful, for this opportunity to share in this energetic frequency, in this energetic exchange, in this energetic remembering of the truth of who you are, and the truth that we are one. Because indeed, dear one, this is that thing that banishes fear. The antidote to fear is not out there somewhere. You can take your binoculars and put them down. You can stop taking your hikes and journeys up a mountain. Because the antidote is here. The antidote is you. It is you in your true state. So we wish to today bring through this frequency of truth so that you may remember, you may be reminded, you may hear the song that has always been your song. You may experience the home that has always been your home. Home is not somewhere. Home is here. Now. You are safe now. You are loved now. You are love now. Everything now. So if you say yes, we say yes, please, let's together harmonize energy for the greatest and highest good. Not just for those that hear our words through external hearing, not just for those who experience us through the five senses and hear us and see us and can intellectualize what we are saying. This message can be known beyond the five senses. And not just for those that are here now, whenever you may receive this message through whichever sense perceptions you may receive it. This is for all. Without exception, together today, we create a vibration of harmony. And this harmony, you can sense it, you might feel it or imagine it. Whatever resonates with you, whatever feels intuitively guided to you, from you, with you. What does that mean? Okay, and they're telling me because we have an idea that intuition is like an ownership and intuition is like out there, but they're saying intuition is like just who you are. It's not like you own it. We have this idea that we need to develop it. They say, yes, you could think of it that way. But a more accurate way to think about it, they're saying, is you remember that you are it. You could say you have it, but they would rather say that you are it. They say, we know that you think you are this box over here. You think you are the personality self. And sure, you can think whatever you like. But we say you are in your essence form, in your natural state, in your true state. You are it. Anasotroshamaikarasa, you are Anasiatrokomayatanasikarasa, Asanakarasa, intuition itself. Anasakarasa, you are divinely intuitive, Anasakara, and you are intuition itself. You are not separate from it. And Isiotroshkara, part of the idea of increasing your intuition, if you would. Anasakarasa, you think that you are developing your intuition, if you would, is anasakarasa, instead of this idea of developing your intuition, anasakarasa, different exercises to develop your intuition, how about considering this idea of contemplating or considering this idea of aligning with the intuition, the frequency of intuition. And isikarasa, this is where anasakarasa, this message is. And isikarasa, it's in a frequency, a vibrational frequency. So we could also say that your intuition is in a vibrational frequency. And this is why we harmonize. You see, we're going to harmonize as we always do to create a frequency. And in that frequency, you may realize what is here to be known. While you are embodied in this 3D manifestation, in this human form, you are having a 3D human form, material plane, experience. And there's nothing wrong with this. And there's everything right with this. And because it is the kindling, and the firewood that burns or ignites and burns, so that the fire and of transformation takes place. So there is nothing that is outside of you. But while you are here in this 3D, this material plane, you get this feeling of separation and that something is outside of you. So you think you need to develop your gifts. And yes, there are many things that you can do to develop your gifts. Because there are many things that you can do to develop and grow. We don't diminish any of these, but we also do say that in addition to this, they're very excited about this. In addition to this, you may raise your vibrational frequency, or you may tap into or align with, even just the intention to align with the frequency of truth, with the frequency of your intuitive gifts. And they're saying, though, even though they're saying intuitive gifts, or I'm saying intuitive gifts, they're saying you're moreover aligning with this resonation of truth, or this tone of truth, or this frequency of truth. And even just in setting your intention to align with it brings you or lifts your vibration to it. And in this lifting, it's like they're showing me like a peanut in a shell. It's like being taken, the shell is taken off, and you see what's inside. And so what has always been here, your intuition has always been here. And we wish for you to know this, and we wish for you to feel empowered. And so you may know this. And sometimes the information comes so fast. It's hard for me to get my mouth moving for how quick all the information is coming. Okay, so we wish to harmonize with you now for this reason. And when we say to you, however it is intuitively guided for you, we wish you to connect with your intuition, dear one, and to stop thinking of it as outside of you. Rather, you're harmonizing to the truth of who you are, and this knowing that so they're saying it is an internal knowing, but they're also saying that you have a knowing, like an intellectual knowing, and yes, because you set your intention, and it's like a knowing, you feel confident. It's a confidence. You feel confident that as soon as you set your intention, so shall it be. And we wish you to know that you may depend upon this confidence. It's not the kind of confidence that is an arrogance. It is the kind of confidence that is deeply rooted in wisdom, in knowing the truth of who you are. And that indeed, just your intention and your willingness, see if you can sense it or feel your vibrational change within your physical body today, dear one. See if you can sense, feel, or imagine, because each is different. And each one has their own extrasensory gifts that and we always say gifts, but we also would say truths. Extrasensory truths. We like this much better. We say gifts because mainstream is to think about the clairs, like clairvoyance, to think about the clair senses as gifts. And it's very popular to be known as gifts, but we would say truth. These are the truths. The five senses are like senses that you use that are gifted to you. These are more like a gift, we would say. These five senses are more like a gift because they are gifted to you when you are gifted this body. And we wish to say that if you feel like you're not gifted a certain sense because perhaps you didn't have the gift of sight, if you would call it that, or speech, it doesn't mean you're less a gift. In fact, it could be that your other gifts are greater, because perhaps you couldn't speak or can't speak, or perhaps you have like a brain injury or something that is physical or illness that has that's not from birth, and like it's acquired through life, and you might look at this like as a less than situation, and we would say, dear one, no, it is a more than situation, or equal to situation, if you like, because we know that you like these ways of categorizing things. And so we would just say that if there was a situation, whether you were born without certain senses of the five senses, without the ability to tap into those senses, it doesn't mean that you are somehow less than or deficient in some way, because other senses might be heightened. And it might give you opportunity. If you didn't see with your physical eyes, it may give you opportunity to develop your inner eyes. And the inner senses. You see, these senses, five senses that you have in a human form, they are the gift that you have to use in this lifetime. And we would say that your extrasensory perceptions, these aren't gifts. These are truths. This is your true essence. This is your true nature. These are your true abilities. And that's why, yes, using your physical form, you can tap in to the ability to heighten these or strengthen these extrasensory gifts, as you call them. But we would rather say you may, and we think it's important. Really important now. You have been perhaps connecting with us for a while, and we have been saying the same words as we always say. And as we've said before, that there will come a time when we may say things differently than we have said them before. And today is such day. Today is that day. Because we wish to say, even though in the past we have said gifts, now we say this is your truth, and we wish you to try today, if you like, if it feels in resonance with you, if this speaks to you in a vibrational frequency that you know, that feels like home, if you would, and feels like truth, if you would. That today, when you harmonize energy with us, today when you say yes, that the frequency that you experience is not something that you are calling in from the outside. It is something that you are raising from the inside. You are connecting to what is already here and allowing it. You are saying yes, and in this agreement, you are allowing it to bloom. Remember, quite a long time ago, we talked about the blooming of the heart. Anasikira, in more than one message, dear one, Anisia Karasa, this is the heart's bloom. It is the remembering that Tanasikara said, this harmonization that we do is you. Anisio Torosho Karasai Chikarasai. All it is doing is reminding you of the frequency, how they're showing it to me as they're saying it to me like this, they're showing it to me. So that you are hearing a song, and it's like hearing a song that you haven't heard in a really long time, and then you turn up the radio and you're like, yes, I love this song. I forgot all about this song. I haven't heard it in so long. It's like that. It's like that. It's the song you remember, and it's so exciting, and it's so because it's you, and it's and it lifts your spirits, if you would, because you connect in to your spirit, your soul, the truth of who you are, your true nature, if you like. Whatever words resonate with you, we don't want to mince words with you. Each has their own idea. Please pick and choose whichever words resonate with you. This is why we bring this tone and harmonize with you, because we wish to leave this all behind. This attachment to words and what they mean, and the argument that humanity has with each other around ideas, concepts, and words. We wish to leave this bye-bye all behind. And they show me like taking a rocket ship, and I said like well beyond here. And past what we would call the moon, and where all is possible outside the mind. Anisio toroshinikirase, these concepts, ideas, and beliefs. Anisia tesinikiase rishkarasakarasa, and you may connect into this. Inisio toroshkarasakarasa, and in that way, then when you utilize the mind and the intellect, it will be utilized as the divine that you are, not through the ego, personality, perspective. Anisia karasa doesn't mean that you lose who you are. It means you realize who you are in truth. Anisikara, the truth of who you are. They just told me, okay, so that's enough chit chat that they're going to do now, and now they're going to harmonize energy. You say yes, we say yes. To harmonize and connect your heart, our heart, one heartbeat. Singing one song, playing one frequency. For all of those. And that's why we say for the greatest and highest good of all, regardless, no exceptions. Those that don't hear our words, that don't experience this message, our message can be heard. This is not just our message. So the guides are saying this is not just their message. Because we all speak one message of truth, one message of peace, one message of harmony. This is what we can agree on, even though in physical form, through the personality self, there cannot be an agreement by all. But when we lift past the personality, then the divine can express through you, and this is where we all can agree. And so we strengthen this in the collective now, regardless of those that may not be present in this moment. So I'm asking them a question about this, to hear this, but they're saying, yes, they're still present. Because I was saying, well, how are they not present? Isn't everybody present all the time? And now they're telling me I'm going down a rabbit hole because there's so many different ideas about the word present. What they will say is, for those that do not encounter this message, that may never encounter this message, they may encounter this vibration if they wish. And we do not force it upon them. We sing. We vibrate together the frequency of truth. So for those that wish to awaken, pull the covers down from their head and awaken, they may. So the opportunity is here. We sing the song, and we don't do this. This is important. The guides say themselves, and you and I, we don't do this with an air of importance. We don't think we are going to save you. No. What we say is we remember that we are in harmony with one another, with all things, and we vibrate the frequency of this harmony, of this truth, of divinity that we all are. Like you would welcome home your brothers and sisters, like a welcoming home. It's this feeling of as a welcome home. Welcome home. It's not a feeling of I am better than you, or more important than you, or more spiritual than you, or I'm saving you. No. It is a welcome home. And this is the vibration that we put into the collective together today. And we wish today for you, if you wish also to feel this, to tap into this sense that is here now, and this feeling of home. This is who you are, and this vibration is who you are. Okay. They're going to bring it through now. And so you say yes, we say yes. And we are so excited, as they're so excited for you to remember. So who you are, and what you are, and the divine expression that is meant to blossom forth from you in this life, which is a gift. This life is a gift. Your five senses are a gift. And the rest, extrasensory gifts, that's the truth. That's who you are. And they say this. They say it. They're so fun today. And they say it like this. Let's do it. Okay. Hutkia mai tukorishi. Akatai sokia mai taishia. Utia pakate totoroki pakatata tukuru tata tishkara tikatototototu. Brikti brok apapasake turuk hapai uktai tukuruti pikarata suai nana tuguabaya nana pukotai shuapapai sukutia pakata suita paeshi iwitikuai sutikia pakati si awata shu. Your heart, our heart, one heart. All hearts are one. Expand this frequency, or better yet, know that it is already expanded and you are just tapping into its stream, whichever resonates more with you. Do this. Perhaps both. tata shikara bakata sukara bakata sekir bakata sobakati gasatati torobaya nai torobakata sikir bakata 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 somata bakata barakati sobrakate ota kabarakate sobrakate barakso torobakata tata sekaro bakata sikara so ikitaro bakata bakata sobaba sedi bakata sobrakata sobrakata so show asikia torok show Haseri bekatisi atokursi apatasi atokurso anere teriki atokotiskarasata. They're doing a heart chakra clearing now. Initiama katesi kurso in preparation for their message today about fear. Inisia tarasakarasa totorbakasai diskarasa toshkarasate. Asakutu hisi apakaya toromaya tishia toku hikti atorokotai chik amatikada so atikada things that have been heavy on your heart atikia pakata se lift atikada lift anakutika natakete kutikata chikabakta sekada brakata sata shakarata sa clear and sukutikera clear and sukutukada harmonize and attach your heart in isikita heart chakra pakotse barkiti sinenta takorapsa so that you may express anasaya taisu without inhibitions. Anisia takarasai tikara truth. Anisia takarasata your natural state. Anisia tatanasakutai apakarasata tikarasata ikte akti atosometa sakara dear ones. Anasakarasa on this path. Asakarasa on this journey, if you like. Inisio tasakarasata sanakarasa. You might encounter fear. Inisio tarasinakarasata. What is fear? Anasata sadakarasata. Some of you might think of when you were a child and fear was the monster under the bed in the closet. But what is fear actually? Nothing more than a thought. Fear is a thought. That's all it is. It is not a thing. It is thought brought into form. You see, everything starts first in thought and then is manifested into form. The world you see before you is your thoughts manifest. Did you think that it was something else? First you have the thought or idea and then you manifest it into the world. With this knowledge, you may manifest anything that you like. You may change your vibration on that. So the sights you see may appear to you to be different because everything is energy vibrating according to you. It does not have its own vibration. I ask for explanation. It does not have its own inherent vibration. You think things are fixed in concrete, and the door is the door, the wall is the wall. This person that I love is like this. You put them in a box in Kyoto because you like your boxes. And we will say that this is not true, and that is not in truth. And energy is malleable, can be changed. And how can it be changed? And by your alignment and agreement. You see, you agree that things are a certain way, and when you wake up in the morning, you put on the suit of yesterday. You pick up right where you left off with the ideas and beliefs from yesterday, and you believe that people are the way that they were yesterday. You believe you are the way that you were yesterday. And this holds a frequency. You hold a frequency. You have a divine energetic frequency or code. But what we talk about today is the frequency of what you see before you, the material or physical things that you see before you. They can be changed. Your physical body can be changed. It can be experienced by you differently than it is now, and will be experienced by you differently, and can be. But it is in your Agreement, first you must say yes, and your willingness to align to a higher vibrational frequency. So the sights that you see before you are changed, not by your hands, by truth. The divine aspect of you can change everything. But the small self has hijacked this, you see, because this is what you believe, this is what you have grown up with. So you as we've said many times, you were born and handed your plate of rocks and that have kept you lower and a lower vibrational frequency and precluded you from knowing the truth of who you are. And but if you endeavor to know, you may know. And so fear is nothing more than thoughts manifest form. And you have all agreed that certain things should be very fearful. Big business this is. And many of your structures, religious and spiritual, educational systems, got a big fear here. Get the grades, or you won't get ahead if you don't have the degree on your wall. You see how fear has been bred into everything. The shortage of food, let's grow it bigger, let's grow it faster. Let's monopolize the market. The wheat and the corn let's monopolize the market. And so much fear. But this fear doesn't exist all on its own. It is the Halloween costume you wear. Showing me like a child in a ghost costume. As you can take off the sheet, the ghost sheet that you made into a costume. Fear has been woven into everything. Where it doesn't exist, we've said this before, it has never existed here. If divine or source or God, Buddha, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Whatever language you want to put here, the verbiage that allows you to connect with this message, use whatever verbiage you like. If this is true, if there's one mind, consciousness, and a source, and whatever, fear is not part of it. Some of you get mad at God, mad at source. So why would there be such horrible things in this world? How could God allow for this? And God does not allow for this. Or source, but humans all have their free will. All have their free will. All have their free will. And I was asking. And you have the ability to choose. You have choice. And so as you choose and as you have all chosen, you have created the world that is before you. By your thoughts, by your actions. So as you are experiencing this, is not a punishment, it is just your own doing. So they're showing me like a chessboard or a checkerboard, and chess, so you are making your moves and you are calculating them. And stop playing games. And stop. And this is your agreement. And your agreement is playing games. And so therefore you can never outsmart the system. Even when you think you won that game, there's another game to be played. whether that is a game to be played because you have played this prior game and now there is an outcome of this game, so therefore you must play another game. So you won or you lost, so therefore you must play the other game. And they're kind of like saying this is kind of like karma in a way. They're just kind of running a parallel here. They're saying like you have to play another game because you played this game, or if you played this game so well or so badly, and they say these are not their words, these are words that they are saying that you feel, and some of you might feel like, oh, I'm just getting life so wrong, or you might feel like I'm killing it, like I'm doing it, like I'm getting life right, I'm on fire. Okay, so they're saying either way, this is part of the personality structure, and keeps you in the loop, and keeps you playing the games because you think that the greatness that you are is you, and the greatness that you are is God. And yes, we wish to say the word God today. You can use whatever word you like. You can use source, you can use consciousness, you can use mind, you can use Almighty One. It doesn't matter. Because if you're saying Almighty One, then you're talking about you too. Because there's only one that is mighty in its unity. That's it. In your division, you are weak. So you always will be. As soon as you divide, and this is the thing about war, and you think you are gaining strength, you are not, you are making yourself weaker. You can do whatever you like, but we will say you are making yourself weaker, not stronger. It doesn't matter how many guns you have, how many bombs you have, how many prized possessions you have, certificates on your wall, Grammys, and it's showing me like the statues, and yeah, like won this best award for this, and it doesn't matter, and that's the thing, dear one, none of that matters. And it is, you may experience it. We don't say it's a less than experience, and we don't say it doesn't matter. It doesn't necessarily matter in the way that you believe it to when you identify yourself as or you use these things to identify yourself, or to strengthen yourself, or to give yourself importance, or to say, excuse me, I am the political leader, that is winning the war, I am the one that has the degrees on my wall, I am the one that won this game of chess, you see? The games, we will say you will go around and around as long as you continue to wish to play the games, so you will play them. And the more you play, the more you get lost. So we wish you to stop. Playing the games. Energy is like this. It may be transformed into anything. It is the chessboard that you play upon. It is the pieces on the board. And you may at any time get off the spinning wheel. You show it to me like one of those things from, I might be dating myself because I'm over 50. So, you know, those spinning things where you jump on the metal things. Back in my day, all of our play stuff was metal, metal slides, seesaws. So that spinny thing you hold on to, and then you run around and you jump on it. And and they're saying, you fling off it, and you can get off this at any time. You can get off this wild ride. And the things that you see may appear to you differently than they appear to you now. Fear is nothing but a thought. So, anasikarasa, we do not say anasikarasa to push fear away. Anasikarasa, we say to realize it for what it is, like that Halloween costume that we talked of earlier, that you put the sheet over top, and when you lift the sheet, you see the young child underneath. Amakarasa, oh, this whole time I have been duped. This whole time I have been fooled. I thought this ghost that was here was real. They say they're not going to talk about ghosts today. That's a whole other topic. But they will say this. It's real to the extent that you experience it. But at its essence, it is one with you. Fear is one with you. It is one with you. Fear, as well as everything, nothing is outside of this. Everything is one divine frequency, you see, that has been expressed in many different ways for thousands and thousands and thousands of different reasons. Humanity would like to put everything in a box like this. You stubbed your toe, therefore you get this karma because you did this to someone else, so now you're getting it back. You know, humanity wants to put it in a box like this, and it is so far beyond this, and this concept, and there's so many manifestations for so many reasons, so many divine expressions, that all lead home to one. Even the darkest, most horrific thing is not outside of the light. The only thing that makes it outside of the light is your insistence on holding it there. We will say this again because it is of the utmost importance. Nothing is outside the light other than what you insist upon holding outside the light. That's it. That is it. That is it. Demons and devils, what you would deem to be horrific situations, it's not outside of the light. But it is, and this is what we say, it is your agreement to holding it outside the light. And whatever you hold outside of the light, whatever you continue to push into a dark closet, keeps you in a dark closet also. What you wish to imprison, imprisons you. What you wish to put in a box holds you in the box. You cannot escape this. You cannot escape. Your thoughts, but you can realize them as a manifestation that is in a certain alignment with a certain vibrational frequency. And when you are in a certain vibrational frequency, your thoughts are in a match to that. So for example, three-dimensional, unawake manifestation. So a world or people that are in a manifestation, are in an expression and are manifesting in such a way that they are asleep, completely asleep, eyes closed, not complete separation, are not aware of divinity, and even if they are aware of something that is divine, they think that that divine is separate from them and they are not part of it. Whatever way, we wish to say that this 3D manifestation is a vibration. And when you are vibrating in a certain frequency, you are aligning, and you are choosing this alignment, dear one. You are aligning with this frequency. You are aligning to fear automatically. Excuse me. And as you align to this, then you get more of it. You see, you know if you are in what you would call a bad mood, you call more bad mood to you. The more that you are grouchy, take it out on other people, you call more bad mood to you. Therefore, once you are in vibrational frequency of bad mood, all the other bad moods, all the other expressions of this energy, bad mood energy. So this energy is divine and starts off as divine. Takes an expression, so for example, you and I, it takes an expression, and then as you're born, and then given information, you start to align with that information, you believe it to be true, and it holds you, if you would, like a rope around you, like a tether that holds you down to the rock, and and you can untether from this. But as you continue to believe your thoughts to be true, and we know that this is a hard pill for some to swallow, and we say it like this, you think your thoughts are true, and you think your thoughts are you. And you can do whatever you want. And we are not here to argue with you for as long and as many lives as you want to think that you are your thoughts and your thoughts are who you are. You can go ahead and do it. So we're not going to stop you. We bring a vibration or tone. You agree to it. That's your free will. And as such, when you do, we play a beautiful music together. You can play your beautiful music on your own, believing you are the doer for as long as you want, but you will come to find that you have never been the doer. You never have been. This energy, as you think it, you now hook into like a radio broadcast. You are now on this frequency, and you are now attuning to all those, all those that are on the same radio station. Therefore, now you can pick up their thoughts. I ask for explanation. They say, in this frequency, let's just say third dimension, you could think about it like a musical octave. Third octave plays on a certain frequency and has an agreement to truth, agrees to life being as it is. Everyone should get married in white picket fences. If you're born with certain characteristics, that means you're a man. If you're born with these characteristics, it means you're a woman. This is what these roles mean. In this, it keeps you very blinded to the truth, and you feel very justified, and this is who you are, this is how life should be, and how dare other people act in these ways. I mean, I would never do that. It's very righteous, and what is righteous? It is the small self wishing to be right, because there is no righteousness. This is a very lower vibrational frequency righteousness, and it is the small self wishing to be right, and it's very high and mighty. Oh, well, I never, and I would never. I can't believe that you would do that, because I would never do that. This frequency, when you are in this frequency, when you are playing this game, you are now aligned to everyone else that's playing this game. So we're going to use checkers again. Chess. Again. So there's many chess boards, like everywhere. They're showing that to me like this. There's chess boards, and there's people playing all over, and all the different chess boards. Now, when you agree to play chess like this, and that this is the game you want to play, then you can overhear all of the other players. So even if, even if you're over here playing chess and you lose and you're like, oh, I can't believe I lost, and oh, this really sucks, and this is a lot of BS, and everyone else that's playing chess around you and is in agreement to playing this game is in the same frequency of you, can also now hear what you are broadcasting. You're on the same broadcast. You're on the same walkie-talkie frequency, and you all can pick it up. So you pick it up, your walkie-talkie, wanting to connect with the divine, but you can't because you're on the wrong, in the wrong bandwidth. Is it because you're on the wrong station? You are here in agreement to this, and as long as you want to play the game, you are now picking up the frequency of all those that are playing the game. So one might be over here boasting about how amazing they are, and so you think, oh, well, this is amazing. Like, you're amazing. I could learn from you. I want to be like you, or I want to figure out that, or like how to be like you, or I want to beat you. I want to be better than you. Oh, you hold the world's championship for this? They're showing me the book, and I don't have the words for it. Words, please. The world's greatest record, the record book. Thank you. World's highest record. You want this, and but you still see, regardless of what the words are, it's all a game. You're still playing the game, and you're still on the frequency of game. So at any time now, you might say, well, I'm not going to think about myself as like the loser of this game anymore, like I lost chess and I'm so horrible at it. Now I'm going to positive thinking my way to being winner. And I'm going to, increase my skills. And so you can do that. Also, though, you're still playing the same game that you think you still need to win. You still think you need to positive thinking your way to being a winner, to getting ahead in this world. And that's why today our words are different when we say, we wish you to know this, and to tap into what is true and to not think of something outside of you, or like that you're improving yourself, rather that you're being yourself. You're being yourself, because improvement is a small self thing. Honestly, we don't say don't improve. We don't tell you don't do stuff, but we do say realize when you identify yourself as these improvements and you base your worth on these improvements. Now I'm a worthy person. Now I'm a good person. Now I'm a more spiritual person because I did these things. You're still playing this game. You're still on the checkerboard game. You're still in this bandwidth, in this frequency. You're still here. You just think you're not, because you think you're playing a new superior game, because you can call yourself winner, because you can call yourself spiritual, because you can call yourself whatever your degree on your wall says. And you're still playing the game. It's still a lower vibrational game. And in this game, you will always be playing with fear. Fear is always here. It has been agreed to collectively and individually, and so it is always here. And so you're always playing the game with fear. Okay, so now they're telling me to go ahead now and talk about how I deal with fear. Okay, so I've had, and I'm going to continue to move however that might be or not be, and light language, however that is, because I'm holding the frequency of the guides. And so I just keep it near and keep my vibration like my radio tuned to them. And so you'll still see me doing this as I'm talking. Okay, fear. I've been asked this before. Somehow people think that like I am without fear, and that's just not true. It's not true. And so, how I deal with fear, well, how I used to deal with fear and how I deal with it now are two different things. And I'm going to talk about them both because I kind of think this is important from the point of view that, it's really going to be fine and grand for me to tell you today that I move with fear. That's how I deal with fear. I move with fear. I acknowledge it's here. And I might not recognize it in its very moment. Sometimes I recognize it before it like arises and I really feel it like overtaking me. But sometimes, when you just get that shot of fear, which you need, right? Like to like run away from something, right? And the guides are telling me yes, but also no. In our evolution, this response will change. See, they'll intercede. they'll butt in. We're joking. I'm joking with them now. So yeah, how I deal with fear now is either like if I feel it arising, now I don't have it arise as much. But if I step out of doing what I do, which is a whole other video altogether, but if I step out of that, then I definitely can, get hooked back in, right? To what all that's going on in the collective. And I can definitely get hooked back into believing that what I'm thinking is truth and is me, I can definitely get sucked into that pretty easily. So, how I deal with fear is by moving with fear. Now, that being said, I notice it arise and I, invite it in. It's not always comfortable. And sometimes I resist, like I can feel a resistance to it because, spinning the story is one way of feeling better, right? Like, when you're feeling worried about something and then you keep spinning it over and over again, thinking you're going to like get a different result and that's going to feel better, or just in spinning it over and over again, it's moving energy in such a way, or at least this is my experience with it, is that it's like moving energy and it's like the energy of fear is like now here in you, like in your physical energetic body, like it's here, it feels like here in your physical body. And it's like it has to be moved. And so, spinning it is a way of moving it. And so, since for me, doing, and I won't talk about this much now, but like yoga, meditation, different movement practices, pranayama, just different energy practices that I do that help me move fear. And I do them every day without having fear, like I'm moving energy every day so it doesn't get stuck. And because when that gets stuck, oh boy, my mind can take me on all kinds of journeys that just go round in a circle. Maybe you can relate. So, now I recognize fear, I invite it in, and I see it in truth. What does that mean? I become present. And so there's different ways that I can become present. Sometimes just by recognizing fear is here, or recognizing worry is here, or something is here, just by recognizing it, I automatically it just dissolves. Like I step back and it dissolves. And it's like, just in the noticing of it, I go, oh, right, fear, hello, you, right. And then it's like I can just like step back and it just dissolves it all on its own. Now, sometimes it doesn't dissolve all on its own. Sometimes maybe I recognize that fear is here and it's not dissolving all on its own, like I'm becoming present. And what that means, if I'm not explaining this right for you, is that I'm saying, like when I become present personally, sometimes I'll go to the breath, sometimes I'll just drop back. I don't know how to really explain this. It's something I do through meditation and through channeling. It's just like I just step back. I feel my body like here, but I recognize myself as sort of back here. So I just kind of like, it's almost just like I go, like just kind of being sucked back, if you would, gently. It's not scary. It's just kind of like stepping back here. Ah, okay. And then I just become aware of my surroundings. So that's why I want to talk about this from like a practical point of view for a moment, because if you're in a fear state, it's not like, if your nervous system is activated, that needs to be deactivated before you can feel safe and make a step forward or be in your logical thinking mind. So there's the practicalities of it as well, right? And that's why I'm trying to talk about it from both ways. Like, yes, I can step back sometimes when it's arising and it just dissolves. Sometimes I need to invite it in a little bit more, and just kind of like a good friend that you invite in, and just like, okay, I see fear is arising here. Why do I call it a friend? Because everything, again, like the guides say, if you hold it in the dark, it will be dark to you, right? So I bring it in and I see, okay, what is this here? What is this about here? But I don't do it as like connected to my personality self. And this is important, because I did go through a period of time in my life where I really tried to analyze everything that happened in my past. And I tried to like analyze traumas, and I tried to, do this type of work. And I did it. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. Definitely, you can do this. But in doing that also, it still kept me in my mind and still like weaving a story. So I would be like, oh, okay, well, I was upset about this, but that's because I was triggered about that. And that led me to my past about this, and like a little chain of, now I know that, but it still didn't stop the automatic reaction from happening. And for me personally, what has stopped that is presence, is meditating, is from the practice of meditating, beginning to actually experience these states of being stepped back. Like, now I'm talking to you, I can see my body here. Yes, I'm talking, but also I get the sense that I'm not my body. Like, I have a lived sense of that. I have an actual feeling like, oh, I understand that I'm not this body that is making these movements. I understand that the automatic reactions and feelings of like, whew, that I'm feeling is something that's happening, but it's not who I am. But I don't stay in that state 24 hours a day, and I fluctuate in and out of it. And that's the practicalities of it, right? And so it's doing the different practices that I do that help me with recognizing that. And that is what has helped me. Lots of talking. So the other thing that I would say about that is, with fear, is that, and the guides want to come in for a second here, because they have this one thing that they want to say about fear, because they say that fear is a liar, a dirty, dirty liar, and they're joking because it's not really a liar. Fear is not really anything but an energy and a thought that is manifest into form. Like, you worry about something and then you manifest it into a form. Like, in your mind, you create a whole storyline. You're creating form through your thoughts, through your storyline, through your worry. Now they're saying back to me. So when I recognize that that's happening for me, I'll invite it in. If I can't sit with something, then I will move. I'll move, whether that's through yoga or going out in nature or something. And I'm just sharing like the practicalities of it with you, because there's two aspects to it. There are times when I can just, drop fear in an instant. There are times when fear now doesn't arise. When it used to arise, it doesn't arise at all. And I recognize, wow, okay, this used to be something that I would be fearful about, like that I would have fear about, and it doesn't even arise anymore. Or that I just step back from it and it dissolves. But for those times when it doesn't, I either invite it in more fully, feel it, feel its energy, and notice like what's happening and bring awareness or presence to it. So I sit in like presence in the present moment, or you could say meditation. I will do it with eyes open. So I do that a lot. And then I just notice like how this is and what's moving, and like what can be known about this. How does this want to speak to me, or how does this want to relate to me? And sometimes just even in just this like gentle way of being. And sometimes even I will just let my eyes smile and the corners of my lips smile, not as a spiritual bypassing, not as a way of trying to make it a sugar coating, but actually as a way of welcoming it in, because fear is so contracting. And you might experience this, and I know I definitely have, where you just feel like it's so immediate that you come so into your body and so into, panic or anger or whatever's happening, like however that manifests for you, but it's such a contracted state. Excuse me. And so I just imagine like the corners of my eyes smiling, the corners of my mouth smiling, as a way of inviting in that energy or that fear or that thought, just as a way of making space for it. And in that making space for it, it starts to just dissolve it. And it's kind of funny because you think in making space for it that it would overtake you. But actually, my experience of it is in making space for it, it's like welcoming it. And then it's like in that welcoming it, now the guides are telling me this is exactly like they're telling me exactly right, and they're going to intercede here in a minute. In the welcoming it, I'm sorry, trying to talk and listen to the guides at the same time. I'm just going to let the guides talk. In the stepping back and in making the space for them, they're telling me now that it is creating the vibrational frequency where fear cannot live. Fear cannot stay here. So it is dissolved through this because I'm changing my vibrational frequency, turning the corners of the eyes up into the smile, turning the corners of the mouth up into a smile, and opening up to what is and not resisting, because resistance keeps you in that frequency that keeps you playing on the chessboards. And so when you open up, then you are opening up to a higher vibrational frequency. When you invite it in, it won't overtake you because you raise your frequency by your letting go of all the ideas and beliefs surrounding whatever the fear is about. And that raises your vibration. The resistance, letting go of the resistance, lets go of all those heavy rocks and raises your vibration naturally. And therefore, as it comes in, it's able to dissolve. Dissolve. So that's something else that I do as well. And like I said, and then from other really practical, like if I'm in a really state, which I was probably about a year ago, I was going through something really, really challenging with a family member and addiction. And it was really, really challenging. And I was in a panic all the time. I was always in a panic for probably like a good 2-3 months. I was always in a really heightened state. And the thing that really helped me with that was just walking. So that was really my starting point. I started with walking and then brought in the presence. It wasn't like I was dropping right into presence right away. And goes the same thing for things like breath work, right? So sometimes if I'm noticing something's coming up, regardless of what it is, sometimes I can go right to my breath, but that's not always a comfortable place for people. And I think you need to meet yourself where you are. I think this is one of the most important things, is just meeting you where you are, because it's always fluctuating. And, you can have all kinds of tools in your belt. And I think one of the best tools you can have is just really compassion, for what is happening in this moment, and being okay with not being okay. And that's okay. And I would just say that, for me, what I've done are, well, everything that I've told you. And then also, if it's a really challenging state, I will walk outside. Sometimes I will do yoga, like physical asana. When I say yoga, I'm now talking about yoga is not just physical asana or physical yoga poses or shapes, however you might like to think about that. But I am saying the physicality of it, doing like a physical practice, like an asana practice. I might do something like that, like I said, or take a walk. It just depends. I might do that first to start to move some of that energy, because fear is just energy. It's just energy. It's thoughts, and thoughts are energy, and it feels like it is embodied, and sometimes can feel like it is taking over, or like a very anxious feeling. Then I feel like I need that physical, like I need to walk or do something physical, like a yoga practice. So for you, it could be going to the gym, or I don't know, like anything that really works. These are just practical things. But why I want to say them today is not because you need me to tell you to go outside and do a walk, or go on your yoga mat, or go to the gym, just because we all just share this experience. And even though I'm here, and yes, I'm channeling the guides, and my life is changing in a whole bunch of different ways all the time, it doesn't somehow make me, I'm not better than you. The guides, as they always say, they're not better than you. It's not like just because I'm here sharing this message that I'm somehow like fancier or better than you, because I'm not. We still share all the same like human things. And even though I do have times now when fear doesn't arise when it used to arise, doesn't make I want to ask the guides too, because I want to say this for myself, but I think the guides also want to say something else, because I think I remember them mentioning something about it. It doesn't make it better. It's not like a measure. So even though I might measure in some ways, if you would want to call it that, I might say, okay, well, I don't have fear where fear used to be. I don't have fear here. So wow, isn't that amazing? So yes, it is amazing. It's wonderful. And at the same time, it's not like a marker. Because humanity wants its markers. And as it wants to draw the lines on the walls, like when you are young and your parents, oh my gosh, I kicked my tripod. When you're young and your parents write the lines on the walls with how tall you are. And it's not a grading system. You humans, you want your grading systems. You like your measures. And you want your ways of knowing that this is higher or more spiritual, or you are becoming more spiritual. You can't become more spiritual because because you already are spiritual, but you can realize that you are it. Stop trying to become everything and just be. That's our message. Inisiotro shneata kinioata suti amai toshi ai kinitruku utkia yayashai yayashakaretu esai shu. So I hope, Heather, that I answered your question about fear. And I'm hoping that this message was succinct. It is a little challenging for me to talk like through my personality self and also hold the energy of the guides at the same time and listen to what they're saying when they're bringing stuff through, and then think, use my thinking mind, because when I'm channeling the guides, I'm stepped back from that. It might not seem like it in this video, but I'm actually stepped back like I'm hearing it from another room, if you would. Like I'm stepped back in such a way that I have to be, because I can't bring in my concepts or my ideas, because as soon as they say something and I start to question it or think about it, it like starts to slow it down. So I have to try to step back from that or ask quick questions if I hear something that I wonder about. So it makes it a little bit challenging to try to use my logical mind also while I'm trying to channel. I can't do them both at the same time. So as soon as I'm channeling and I'm just like step back here, and then they say something and I'm like, hey, wait, what? Or, hey, I need more information about that, or where's that going? And I start to say those kinds of things to the guides. It starts to slow it down. As I bring my like personality self forward, it slows it down. And then by stepping back, it brings it back in again. I can't use my logical mind. When I'm challenging, it makes it challenging. All right, so that's all I'm gonna say. Let's see what the guides have to say. Excuse me. Inisiyotorikina sate snikiato sorikiapa kata sotu shnia kata sukuru. Inasea turkomea taisnukutia taisnukutia tai asanikia. And they're doing a little bit of a clearing now. They did a little bit earlier. Anatia sotia maya tatsekereti anasokoti anasea taisnukote. Say if you say yes, anitia sakarasa, then we clear anasaya torkora resistance. Anisia torokora maisai ikiono taisini atro. Aikotoso e akaya tosho e amatarerotia. Raktiuktia suktia suktia shukutasi e ahotkoroshi amakutia. Ikti a dorohoso amiti awasho. Ikti a shukiotrokopase ata ta sakura patishi atata sakura e partishi orotri amatrukia matai sakaritia. Asitikurushi akataseate shi awakati si atase karasa, clearing resistance, anitiotro, amakanasai, atakorosoto, agreements, and atosokarasoto chikirabakarasa, attachments to fear, fearful outcomes, anatoshkarasakara, turning on news, anatoshime karasota chikarata, connecting into this vibrational frequency, anakosakara, release, atoskarata, fear-based thoughts and frequencies, release. If you can picture this, you can. Or sense it or feel it or imagine it. They're doing it around the crown of your head. And it's all around your head. And your crown. And it's like a unplugging all of the cords and attachments that are out into the field that are connected to fear. Ikatatukuda bakata sekata kubasakata kubasakata tiketa chikabakata kuda sete ikioto bekata sekato bekata sakato tabekata skubakata skubakata to tikbekata tikata to tikbekata so iktutisha tikto bekata su akutu su Clear, clear, clear. And so it is. Anitya sakarasa in perfect ways for you, dear one. Anisiyata sakoroso atya sakarasa in divine time. Anisyotrosayakaya sokarasayata karasatata. They say, sorry, ego. Sakarasa, it's not going to happen on your time. Anisyotra sakarasa on divine time. Anasyatrokoseyatai shiktio shoktia. Anisikyo troktia troktia troktio. Everything is happening perfectly for you now. It has always been. Even if you haven't realized it, you may know now. Everything is taking place in a divine time. According to your greatest and highest good. You may find that time is speeding up. What we mean by this, timelines, people, places, things that you might have done in the past, and may be dissolving now quickly, as you no longer align with that frequency and those outcomes, those vibrations. You no longer align with playing the games. And they're sending love now from my heart to your heart, and they're sending it from my third eye, wow, it's coming from my heart, it's coming from my mouth, like my voice, my throat, my third eye, it's coming from all my chakras now, and first they're saying central channel chakras, and tukurek paktush iktuk teshkutkia yanatua shaykana husakte sene hayhatashay. And they're sending energy out now. The rikita said, Workata sanete, senecato sorekiata, sarkase, ete awata sote, amae tokorabakite se kotori, amaishi, amatokurishi, awatai se kiotai, kotoshi, a latakunai, e ase tokoro, soshi, awatai say. So you might feel this now, from the base of your spine, up through the crown of your head, and showing me, it's a full, energetic chakra, balancing, clearing, balancing, the heat from this is amazing, actually. I don't know if you can feel it. Is going all the way up. Extends out through the crown of your head. Into your field. Iktu ai mai kutushi anaya troku mayati isi kwai no sho Ai konotoro kisinakoroso ti ishi awata korosi sinakorosi shi anasi o ti awa koroso ishiri koroso I patisi anaso shi akarasa. They're putting this energy on a turshi akarasa. If you say yes, initia sonokoro to you, anesia tai senekia sokoroto, inesekarasa through your chakras, Anisia Tasakarasa, up and out, Anisia Karasa Takarasa, into your aura, Anisia Karasa. And into your Anasakara Sakara energy field, Anasukara, your electromagnetic field, Anokoti Atai Tukote Ashia Watakia Wata Suapai. Okay. Excuse me. Thank you so much to the guides, and thank you so much for sharing. I know this message is so long. I so appreciate if you stayed all the way to the end of this video. Oh my gosh, thank you. I appreciate it so much. You know, I'm just out here sharing. I'm not actually out here doing anything. I'm just stepping back and letting the guides come through. And this is such a journey for me. And I just really appreciate you being here and being part of this journey with me. And when I put that in the comments, it's so heartfelt. I just want you to know, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for sharing in this experience with me and this journey with me. If you have questions, or for me or for the guides, you can put them in the comments box below. And if you feel that this benefited you, or you know somebody that you think could benefit from these messages with the guides, please feel free to share and like or subscribe. And thank you. And as always, 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 I'm sending you so much love. Thank you.